Hello and welcome to Cooking with Carla at the Richland Parish Library. Well, today we are going to do a roasted chicken. So this is a whole chicken that I bought. This is an organic chicken. It has no hormones, no antibiotics, and they cost a little more, but I think they taste better. But you can use any type of chicken that you can find. And sometimes, I'm just going to show you, when you buy a whole chicken and you, in the cavity here, you will find like the neck and the heart and the gizzard and the liver. You want to take all of that out. And then what I did was I washed this chicken in cold water, and then I took some paper towels and I dried the chicken all over on both sides. And I also took the paper towels and stuffed them into the cavity of the chicken for just a little while to soak up the water and the liquid from the chicken. And then I let this chicken sit here on the counter for about 45 minutes. You want the chicken to kind of warm up a little bit. You don't want to put the chicken in the oven when it is ice cold. Okay, the next step is in the cavity of the chicken, I'm going to sprinkle some kosher salt, maybe about a teaspoon, and I have some black pepper, and we're just going to really season the inside of this cavity. Okay, now what we're going to do is I have some fresh thyme, not dried, this is fresh, and you can get this in the produce department in Walmart. So you're just going to take pretty much a handful of thyme. Doesn't really matter how much. And you're going to stuff it inside the cavity of the chicken. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, and I have my trusty chef's knife here. I could not live without this knife. So, I have a lemon, and I am going to cut this lemon. I'm going to cut it in half. And see, that's both parts of it right there. And I am going to stuff this into that cavity of chicken. Okay? And now this is a whole, I guess you would say, pod of garlic right here. But I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it right across here. See? Just like that. I just sliced it right across the top. And you are going to stuff this into the cavity of the chicken. I'm just going to stuff it down in there. Okay? And now we will go on to the next step. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do what proper chefs call truss the chicken. But all we're going to do is pretty much tie this up. I know that there is a proper way to tie this, but I don't worry about it too much. I just tie it up the best that I can. Anyway, you want to get some cotton thread or cotton twine. You do not want to use nylon. If you use nylon, it's going to melt and it's going to totally destroy your chicken and you're not going to be able to eat it. So you want to make sure that you get cotton twine, okay? And I just kind of just tuck these wings under because the wings tend to burn. So I tuck that under, okay? And let's do this again. Okay. So now we're going to take this string, okay, and I'm just gonna cut some of it off, and I'm just gonna tie all of this together. To me, it doesn't matter which way you do it because, you know, I know there is a proper way that the chefs do it, but, and the reason why that you tie this chicken like this is because it helps it to cook evenly. So I just, I just tied it up, tied the legs here together like this. Okay. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just as long as you just kind of tie it up together. And I'll cut off the rest. Okay. So there is our chicken that has been washed, cleaned, dried, stuffed with thyme, lemon, and garlic, and it has been tied up or trussed to hold everything in there, and this is going to make it cook evenly, and we will go on to the next step. Okay, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to brush our chicken all over with melted unsalted butter. We got that side done. Now we're going to flip it over and we're going to brush the other side. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle the chicken with some more kosher salt and some black pepper. And I'm just kind of rubbing it in here. And we're going to turn it over here. Kosher salt, black pepper, okay, and now I have a roasting pan right here that I'm going to put the chicken in. But if you don't have a roasting pan, you can improvise, and I have done this many times. You can take a baking sheet and put some foil, and then these are cake cooling racks that you can get at the dollar store for $1. And you can place these on top of your cookie sheet, and you can put your chicken on it and roast it. Right now, in my roasting pan, we're going to put this in a 425 degree oven, and we're going to roast it and let it cook. It may take an hour to an hour and a half, so we'll just see what happens after an hour. Well, here's our chicken. It's been cooking probably for an hour and a half, and the way that I test if it's done, I have a meat thermometer, and I stick it right here between the leg and the thigh, and if it registers about 180 degrees, I know it's done. But you don't have to have a meat thermometer. You can just cut right here, and if the juices run clear, then it's done. I hope that you will try this, and happy cooking. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this video, join us next time for a new episode of Cooking with Carla.